Hello everybody, I am Keaton and this is Kid Catholic Season 11, Episode 6. Before I get into today's video, sort of saying what I said again last week, I'm going to try to get it fixed, but my comments have been disabled on a lot of my videos, especially right after I upload it, and that is not me disabling them. I don't know why the comments are being disabled. I'm going to get the issue resolved. I'm going to get it worked out to where the comments are no longer disabled, but if it says that the comments are disabled on this video, just know it wasn't me that did it, and if you want to comment something but you're not able to, please go to my community tab on my channel where it says community. Click on that and go to the post that I made about this video, and then you'll be able to comment on that, and that way I'll still get to see what you had to say about the video even though the comments were disabled at the time that you watched it. So that might not happen, but just in case it does. So what I want to talk about today, once again, might not be for all ages. And if you're watching it with your family right now, or if you're a parent, maybe watch this first and then see if you'll let your kids watch it. But what I am going to be talking about today is obviously what has been in the news lately with the Texas heartbeat bill, and sort of more about it and what it means and how it'll sort of affect us, because I feel like a lot of times when I've done videos on abortion, it has all been negative news. This is a really good win for the pro-life movement. This is a really, really big, a really, really good and exciting win. Obviously, ideally, our end goal is to have abortion in all cases outlawed everywhere, but this is still a really good win. Now, before I get too much into the Texas Heartbeat Act, I do want to explain really briefly that these are not just my opinions. This is the official stance of the Catholic Church. I have the Catechism of the Catholic Church right here and what it has to say about those who are preborn. In the CCC 2770, we read, "Human life must be respected and protected absolutely from the moment of conception. From the first moment of his existence, a human being must be recognized as having the rights of a person, among which is the inviolable right of every innocent being to life. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before were born, I consecrated you. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately wrought in the depths of the earth." So right there we have clearly from the Catechism of the Catholic Church. It does have a little bit more to say about abortion, but that paragraph right there clearly explains what we need to know about the Catholic Church's stance on abortion. So, what I am about to say in this video is not just my opinion, but the official stance of the Catholic Church. So, the Texas Heartbeat Bill actually does a couple of different things, and I wouldn't rely on sort of understanding it as everything that the media tells you, because they play this up in a really negative way. They try to make it seem like the Texas Heartbeat Bill is like the most negative law we've ever seen passed in legislation, when in reality it is the complete opposite. In fact, the Texas Right to Life called it one of the most, or the strongest pro-life bill to ever reach the Texas House floor. The Texas Right to Life Senior Legislative Associate Rebecca Parma said this, and I quote, "This is a historic day, and now is the time to build on our momentum. State lawmakers must use the remaining weeks of session to pass additional life-saving legislation like the Texas Abolition Strategy and the Respecting Texas Patients' Right to Life Act." Why I bring that up is because it sort of explains that these are baby steps. The Texas Heartbeat Bill is a baby step to hopefully bigger things to come in the future. So what it does is it prohibits abortions after the heartbeat can be detected, which is very early on within the pregnancy. It's about 16 to 22 days in the pregnancy is when the heartbeat can begin to be detected. After that, abortion will be prohibited. Now, there is this sort of misconception floating out there that a whole bunch of women are going to get sued because of this legislation, that any woman who tries to get an abortion will be sued. Now, obviously, abortions are immorally wrong, but just suing a whole bunch of women isn't right either. And that's not what this act does. The Heartbeat Act does not allow people to just sue women. What it does allow is for private citizens to sue doctors who perform an abortion after the heartbeat has been detected, which is very, very important. Is suing the doctor who performs the abortion after the heartbeat has been detected. So this is a huge win, and this is a monumental win for us pro-lifers, right? I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, yeah, it's obviously we have bigger steps to take. This is just the first step. This is a small step toward an ultimately bigger goal, but it is something very, very positive. And all the negativity that this piece of legislation is receiving is not one that we should focus on and is not one that we should agree with. It is our responsibility as practicing Catholics to stand for life, to stand for the babies within the womb who are being murdered at a genocidal rate, who legal genocide is allowed in our country right now. And this Texas Heartbeat Bill is a major first step into sort of knocking down that legal genocide, because it sort of, I feel like something that's been holding legislators back from passing something like this is the fear of the pushback that they might get, is the fear of, can we even do this? And so this sort of breaks a wall, if you will. It sort of breaks down the barrier of being afraid of the pushback that we might get and allowing ourselves to do this. So we need more states to continue to expand on this instead of just the Texas Heartbeat Act, the America Heartbeat Act, right? Which would be incredible to have every single state pass this. In fact, one of the things that I've sort of seen against this Texas Heartbeat Act is that enabling this, passing this act will make more illegal abortions. And as a result, will make less safe abortions and put women in danger and all of this. When in actuality, that's not an argument to be made at all, because in reality, abortion isn't a safe procedure in the first place. There's no such thing as a safe abortion for a woman. There's just not. It's dangerous in the first place because you're literally killing a human being inside of the woman. So there's no such thing as a safe abortion. Secondly, that's like saying, oh, well, making murder illegal will just make more illegal murders. It will. I mean, it still happens, right? Like burglary is still illegal. People still rob places. That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't make it something that's encouraged, right? So this sort of argument of, oh, well, making it illegal will just make more illegal abortions. Like, if there are more illegal abortions, it's a very unfortunate thing, and that's something that should be discouraged. But making it legal just basically encourages it. And so it's not an argument to be made, and it's not any less safe for the woman when abortion isn't a safe procedure in the first place. It's just not, bottom line. And so that's an argument that's being made against that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And there are arguments like that when you really look into it, fall apart. Here's the deal. We as pro-lifers know that ultimately, at the end of the day, we want abortion in all cases to be outlawed everywhere. But the thing is, that's not going to happen overnight. We're not just going to be able to wake up tomorrow and everybody's going to suddenly agree to get rid of all abortion. That would be fantastic. That would be amazing, because abortion is an immoral evil. But it's just not going to happen. It's going to take small steps. It's going to get a little bans on abortion to bigger all-out bans on abortion. It's going to be little by little, and this is a major, major first step. So this is certainly something to celebrate, certainly something to pray about, but this isn't one of those cases where it's like, okay, now we have the Texas Heartbeat Act, we're all good, right? Now we have the Texas Heartbeat Act, we don't have to worry anymore, we can sort of take a step back, we can be done being pro-life, we can take a step back down. That's not what it should be. If anything, we should be pushing harder for life more right now than we ever have been, because we got ourselves a victory. We finally got ourselves a victory in the pro-life community, and it is a huge victory. It is a huge one, and will save the lives of a lot of babies. Bottom line, it will save the lives of a ton of babies, which is an absolutely incredible thing. But we can't stop here. We have to continue. We have to push forward, and each one of us should be contributing sort of to the pro-life movement as a whole. We can do this through prayer. We can do this through raising awareness. We can do this just by having conversations with friends, with family. It doesn't have to be just everywhere we go, just talk about abortion, right? But I mean, it is a very big evil that is going on in our society, that is legal in our society, and that should be uprooted altogether. So the negativity that the Texas Heartbeat Act is receiving, we really shouldn't focus all that much on it. We shouldn't listen to it, because most of it is a really lot of made up stuff. Like, I've seen some stuff said about this Texas Heartbeat Act that is just straight up not true, about how it'll hurt women, about how it'll be really bad for the community, and just Texas will go down in flames because of it. None of that is right at all. It's so beneficial to women, and it's so beneficial to the babies within the womb. This Texas Heartbeat Act is. So step one is understanding to not focus on that, and step two is understanding that we can't stop here, that we have to keep going, and we need God for that, and we need each other for that, and we need each and every one of us as a practicing Catholic, because again, this isn't just my opinion. This is the teaching of the Catholic Church, that abortion is a moral evil. Bottom line is, abortion is evil, and so it is our responsibility as practicing Catholics to come out and to be vocally pro-life, not just quietly pro-life, but vocally pro-life, so that we may eventually uproot the evil of abortion altogether. No matter how long it takes, it is necessary to save these babies' lives. And so this Texas Heartbeat Act is definitely an amazing step, is definitely an amazing win, and we need to keep going from here. So now that the topic is done, do y'all know what it's time for now? It's time for
the Saint of the Week.
And today's Saint of the Week is St. Peter Claver. Now, St. Peter Claver's story is one that is absolutely incredible and honestly does, in a way, tie into this week's topic. His feast day is coming up in just a couple days on September 9th, so it's important to remember that as well. But St. Peter Claver was a 16th and 17th century saint, right around the 1500s and 1600s, and you know what was happening at the time as well. Right, the New World, right? The New World had been discovered, the American colonies. And so St. Peter Claver was a native of Spain, but in his young Jesuit self, he sailed, he left Spain forever, essentially, to be a missionary in the American colonies. He ended up going to a rich port city called Cartagena, and did a lot of missions there. But what's really cool is that when the slave trade was happening, which was obviously a very horrible thing when slaves were being imported from Africa into the New World, a lot of them were very, very harshly treated. They were not treated with any human dignity. They were considered not even human, which is just morally disgusting. But the slaves would be shipped over to the American colonies, and then on the way there, about 1/3 of them would die. They were so mistreated and so sick, and even those who didn't die were very, very ill because they were so mistreated along the way. What Peter Claver would do is he would tend to these slaves. He would provide them with food, with medicine, try to make them feel better. And using an interpreter, he would give them basic instructions on the faith, remind them that they have human dignity, that they are human, that they are loved, that they have a spot in heaven, which is so, so incredible. He gave these slaves hope that you are not what you are being told you are. You are human. You have human dignity, and you are worth something, which when you're that mistreated, just as the slaves were, is definitely something that you want to hear. And coming from St. Peter Claver, just absolutely incredible. He later died in the year 1654 and was canonized in 1880, but still, his story is just absolutely incredible. And why I say that it ties into this week's topic is this idea of humans not being treated with human dignity. And just like how the babies in the womb are not being treated with the human dignity that they deserve, because they are in every way, shape, and form human. And so it can be up to us to tend to these babies, to help these women who are considering an abortion choose the right choice and choose life so that these babies may live. And anytime we feel like we're struggling with that, we can always look through St. Peter Claver for help. St. Peter Claver, pray for us. So thank you all so much for watching. Before you click off this video, if you want to book me to come and speak to your church, youth group, men's group, women's group, no matter where you are, I would love to do it. I love getting to give talks. So if you want me to come and speak, I would just love that. Please email me directly at kidcatholic1@gmail.com and we can work it out through there. Or go to my website, kidcatholic.com, click the contact me page and contact me through there as well. Also on kidcatholic.com, details about my past speaking engagements are on there. So if you're wondering kind of how I am as a speaker, a video of a talk that I gave is up there, and you can sort of get a sample from there as well. Please go check out my website in general, kidcatholic.com. All my merch is up there as well. We got a brand new Kid Catholic shop launch, so please go check that out. Please check out 3 of my social medias, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The link to all 3 of those will be in the description down below. Please comment any saint or topic suggestions that you might have. Please like the video. Please click the red subscribe button and the bell next to it. That way you get notified when I come out with a new video. Please share this channel and video with your friends and family. Make sure that they know about Kid Catholic. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that y'all have had an absolutely wonderful Tuesday so far, and let us celebrate this awesome Texas Heartbeat Act. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next week, and hi, Brielle.